I am really not that bothered in medical settings. I'm like, I don't care if you need to see whatever you need to see. You're a doctor, so we're doing this. Okay, cool. Hi everyone, you know what we're talking about today because you've seen the title. I just wanted to make a video really that I wish I could have watched before I went in for my smear. There were a few videos that I was able to watch and I read up on people's experience online. Just wanted to create a reassuring video, which is what I wish I had seen, because some of them were it sounded really scary. Hopefully today you will pick up some tips. I would really encourage you to go get your smear if you haven't, and if you've been putting it off, then this is a sign. I just want to talk you through some stuff, make you feel better and feel prepared for it. I would say I actually had a positive experience, which is not what I expected would happen at all. I'm feeling a bit cold, so I'm gonna grab a jumper. Now I've got a jumper, that's better. And I've got tea, which is always good. I'm just reviewing this video before I publish it, and I've realised I didn't explain. I went for my test originally about 8 months ago, and I couldn't do it. Tried, it was very overwhelming, and I cried in my car and it was just awful. So for the second time I went in, which was just recently, I used the steps that I outline in this video in order to have a good experience. I didn't want to publish the video without saying that. I know for a fact it can be really overwhelming and painful and horrible and feel very violating, because the first time I tried to go in, it was. I hope I can save you from having to have the first horrible experience I had, and that you're able to just have a really positive first experience the first time you try. I recently received my results from my test and everything's good. Yeah, the results are back. They only took a week as well, so I was like, is this bad news? It wasn't bad news. I had such a good experience that if they had said you need to come back in, I would have been like, fine, I can handle that. I thought we should do just a quick intro in case you don't know what it is. It's always good to have the proper information. So I'm just on the NHS website. It says all people with a cervix aged 25 to 64 should be invited by letter for their cervical screening to check for signs of cervical cancer, and it gives you a rundown of what specifically happens at your screening. So it talks about using a soft brush to take a small sample of cells from your cervix. So that's what happens. I'm gonna create a list here of tips so that you can have a good experience and not be like me, panicking and putting it off. If you've been putting it off, hopefully this can help you. Okay, so number one, I would say get your preparation sorted. So that's good, you're here. I think it's because it's a really invasive thing, right? If you can make yourself as comfortable as possible, then you don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. I would say shower before you go. Mine was in the morning, so I was having a shower in the morning anyway. If you're bothered, you can shave or wax. I am really not that bothered in medical settings. I'm like, I don't care if you need to see whatever you need to see. This is my body and you're a doctor. You want to shave your legs as well, wear a nice perfume, wear a nice outfit. I don't know, up to you. I wore a long t-shirt because that just made me feel a bit better. Maybe this stuff isn't relevant to you at all, but these were all things that were going through my head. The next thing is getting to your appointment. Make sure you leave enough time. You don't want to be rushing. I appreciated getting there a bit early, only 5 minutes early, and being able to sit in the waiting room and just do some deep breathing. Time for tea. Get there 3 minutes early. I wouldn't say get there half an hour early, then you are leaving yourself too much time to psych yourself out. Make sure you're on time, basically. Don't want to be rushing this. Number two, deep breathing. So I've already touched on this, but I mean throughout the test, deep breaths were, I think, part of the reason why it went so well, because it meant that I wasn't tense, and it meant that I was constantly reassuring my body almost, this is okay, you're in a safe space, it's okay, we don't need to worry about this. And I noticed as she was doing the test, if I did get tense, you just creeps up on you, and I would be able to breathe into that and it would all be okay. So that's number two, deep breathing, so important. Green tea is the best thing ever. The third thing that I would say, which is a good tip, is to be really honest. The nurse that I had was so lovely and so understanding, because I said at the beginning, I'm really nervous about this. Because I'd given her a heads up and had a little chat with her beforehand, She was just really good at supporting me throughout the thing. She was like, from the beginning, she was like, this will take as long as it takes, like we're in no rush here, it's okay. And then throughout it, she was just like very good at making me feel in control almost, because I'd expressed my concerns beforehand and like some past experiences I'd had, which made the test quite difficult because it made it feel quite triggering for me. It meant throughout the test she was able to give me some support to let me know that I was still kind of in control. Basically, like throughout it, she was telling me each thing that was happening. Like, now she's gonna put in the speculum, now she's gonna put in the brush. At the time, I was sort of like, don't tell me what you're doing, just do it. Like, I don't wanna know. But actually, when I got out of the whole thing and was looking back on it, I was like, oh my gosh, it was so good that she was doing that. She was checking in on me, and if I was like, give me a second, she would wait, you know? So I think just being really honest, it made such a difference for me, because it meant that she was really supportive and really encouraging as well. She'd be like, oh, you're doing really well. And I was throughout doing like the really deep breathing. It was audible. I was like, like she knew what I was doing, but it really, really helped. And also the other thing I would say about being honest is like, you don't have to push through the pain. It shouldn't hurt to the point of like agony. You should not be in pain, and if you are, express that, tell them. You can ask for a smaller speculum, which is what I did. Well, the nurse suggested it. It was not painful, it was not uncomfortable, I didn't even really feel anything. It was so not painful to the point where, until I got my letter, I don't know where I've put it now, until I got my letter telling me that everything was fine, I actually thought that she hadn't done it right. Like, I was like, that was not proper, because like, it wasn't bad at all. Thankfully, it says I don't need to go back until 2025 for my next one. So yeah, if I'm gonna have like a bonus tip, remember why you're doing it, right? To get it done, and now also to get the results. I can't tell you like the relief that I feel. It's just a huge weight off my shoulders. And also it feels really good to have done something that I was, you know, quite scared about, to get through it and it to be actually quite a positive experience. It's quite an empowering thing, and I hope that's coming across. So yeah, those are my tips. One, I would say prepare for it. So like, shower, wear comfy clothing, plan ahead so that you're not going to be rushing. 2, deep breathing, so important. 3, be really honest. Share any worries, any concerns, so that the nurse can support you as best as possible. Take it from me, you're gonna feel so relieved when you do it. If it's something you've been putting off for a long time, you can do it. It's not hard, it shouldn't be painful. Hopefully these steps will help you have a good experience, just like they helped me to have a good experience. I just wanted to make a video that would be one that I had wanted to watch when I was freaking out. So I hope this has maybe reassured you that everything will be okay, that it doesn't have to be this big horrible thing. Maybe also encouraged you to book your smear test if you've not booked it yet, or if it is something you've been putting off. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.